Hello and welcome to the 19th BOH Cameronian Arts Awards on set. I am Sabrina Hassan, and with me now I have the nominees for Best Actor in a Leading Role in the Theatre category. Welcome and congratulations.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hello.
Right. So Patrina is nominated as Best Actor in a Leading Role, and Dylan, you are the producer of Le Tabouret.
Yes. So disclaimer, I'm not the nominees. I'm the
What?
Wow, that's shock. So I'm just represent my actress Siu Chung to be here to accept the interview. Yeah.
Yes, right. So, Le Tabouret is an adaptation, right? As you said, why did you pick this play to be staged?
This was a project during like 2020. We have a very small group of 4 directors to put up a show about maybe one show about 10 to 20 minutes. So I started off as writing musical theatres in short and sweet this time. Then I was trying to see, this is after you've been through the whole pandemic things, you start to think yourself like, oh, okay, I might need to do something differently. So I started to find out that a lot of the time in Chinese theatres, there's no one to actually appreciate the arts of abstract theatre. So I actually went to raise everything, and I found out this theatre is quite boring, but interesting. which is the chair by Eugene.
That's cool.
Why? That's
boring but interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
boring but interesting.
But when you stage it, of
Such is
course,
life.
you make choices to not make it boring, right?
Yes,
Yes.
I make sure to not make it boring, and also it's kind of like relate to something like Chinese puppetry in Malaysia. So it relates me on all this thing, then try to put it all together, it kind of match. And then we decided to put up on this. We get a very good feedback. We applied for some grant, and we put a full-length show last year. And yeah, it's thanks to both my actors get some recognitions on this. Yeah, that's wow. Okay, that's how it goes.
Yes. And how do you think that the piece is relevant to Malaysian audiences today?
It's kind of similar to a lot of performing artists, because in the story itself, although it's original story talk about 2 old people in the house doing the same thing every day, then at the end of the day they die. Yeah, they die. They really die. They just jump off the roof, the window, and die. So let's say it's boring.
Spoiler alert!
But it's interesting.
If you didn't catch it, there you go.
Then it somehow relate to a Chinese puppetry performing artist in Malaysia. A lot of time they want to fight for the originalities and also the things that they've been hold on for like decades. So, but at the end of the day, still no one understand. I mean, you can't barely see any Chinese puppetry in Malaysia unless it's some festival, or the most active group is in Penang. So that's the reason also we find Penang puppeteers to teach us on all this thing. Yeah, so similar to Malaysian performing artists, like you fight very hard on the love itself, but at the end of the day, you die together with your craft.
He's a bit morbid.
Yeah, it's
And scene.
and it's sad sometimes, because you can't. Maybe you at the same time you fight with like
a
Yes.
reason then for us to kind of chase the fact that we shouldn't let these things die out, that we need to
Yes.
fight to preserve the arts and champion the arts, right?
Yeah. So also it's a awareness to the audience, to the Malaysian audience on this. There's a beautiful art here. People will be preserve it nicely since 1950s, 1960 until today. Yeah. So although there's been some noise and it's too old, no one wants to see it. It's too boring. Yeah. But there's a group of people who try to make it interesting. Yeah. But I believe that this old way can be preserved and show. There's a new way come in together, similar like wayang kulit. You can see Superman, Iron Man now, and Mark Yong and everything. So like kind of like a blending to actually let the art to be passed on.
To let it
Evolve.
thrive.
Right.
Yes.
Live on. Yes. Okay, Trina, let's talk about Shireen.
Oh, yay! Okay. Yes.
Right. So, I mean, you've mentioned it before, like how when you first read the scripts, how the characters seemed a bit too close.
Too close to home.
Too close to home.
Yeah.
So, how did you get comfortable with her?
Have a month rehearsal. No, I'm kidding. No, I just basically I think I think as much as her experiences were similar, there are still like parts of her in the things that she finds important that I think was a bit like of an eye opener to me. Definitely the journey of her like needing to like be the mediator of the two worlds that she is in is very familiar to me. But I think the things that she prioritized, like the need to basically oh God, I sound terrible, like a terrible child. But the eagerness to really gain that kind of blessing from a mother.
Yeah, that's not being a terrible child.
Because to me that was opening. So I guess that's an opening to my world. But and it's like, I just find it refreshing in a way where she had a lot of, the other part of the world that she was in that I felt was not so very near to me was that she built a whole real life in New York, which I didn't really get to. I got the college life and all that kind of stuff. So in a way, I got to walk into a world that could have been, and at the same time still have the similar, how do you say this, like similar like worries and like questions in her head, and see that kind of evolution of like what it means to have all those kind of questions from being college kid. Because when you're a college kid, anything is possible. And then after that, you go to corporate and you're like, oh, never mind. And which is what Shireen had to go through. So like her questions had to come from a place of groundedness, which I think that at that point was refreshing. And to do that in a place that I'm familiar with, and I romanticize a lot more, but to be grounded in your romanticization, edit it, is...
Romanticism, maybe?
Yes, thank you. English, bilingual. And so I thought that was the refreshing part of like Shireen. And also the fact that I think religion came into place, right, in the conversation, which is I guess always like the biggest question for every Malay girl who decides to choose to marry outside of her race and all that kind of stuff. But I think because there's a political element to the religious part as well, that was the other part that drove me towards like, oh, okay, there's a part of a person who may have similar experiences, but has got a different type of like drive that she has to kind of go through.
You had multiple costume changes, right, throughout the play? Yes. Multiple, quick costume changes. How do you stay in the zone?
It's an adrenaline rush. It literally is like, I think it's a dance backstage happening. I think every dancer would tell you like, how do you remember the next step from the next step? I think it's practice, obviously, but it's also like creating it, allowing it to become an instinct, you know? Because every actor knows that, I think most actors are familiar, the minute you go on stage and then some things like move differently, just a little bit, it does adjust the momentum and the energy. And it sounds so petty, I know, but it actually does affect it. And the only thing about theatre that's beautiful is that every night is different, so it's fine if it's a little bit different, you know, like if the
you forget
cookie is on the left side instead of the right side kind of thing. Like, as we've been there. So those kind of things, like those kind of adjustments does affect it, but again, it's like a routine. It's a dance, basically. Yeah.
Can you sum up in one word what performing arts means to you?
Maybe you first.
Wow, yo.
You're OG, bro.
Oh, you don't OG me. There's no OG in here. This is OG.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You.
You first. I'll try and think.
Performing arts to me is my safe space.
One word.
Oh, one word.
One word.
Sorry, I didn't get... See, this is why I needed you to go first, just in case I got the question wrong.
It's okay. You can go again.
You can go again.
Oh God, this is so cheesy, but it is home to me. That's the word, home.
Right, home.
It is.
Oh.
Give me another word. I can't find it.
For me, just maybe message, performance message.
That's nice.
Yeah, yeah. I always say it's storytelling. It's a very good place to storytell lots different stories.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, a safe space to storytell always.
Home to pass a message.
Yeah.
Yes, well, there you go.
See, that's why you go fast.
So I go last because I can conclude.
Okay. Well, thank you both for being here with us today. Thank you for joining us. And thank you all for joining us. This is On Set.